So I have a process video for you today using the sketch challenge from Clique Kits. And here are all the supplies I'm going to be using today. So I have my September farmhouse kit, and I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. And I'm going to start my layout off with just a sheet of white cardstock paper. And you can see here all the fun goodies I've pulled out. So I grabbed a piece of white cardstock as my base, and I just inked it up with some vintage photo distress ink. And then I'm going to use this beautiful paper from Kaisercraft as the main background to my layout. If you're interested in playing along with this sketch, you can find it in the Clique Kits Facebook group, and you can play along and win a gift certificate to the shop. So this is going to be my base for my layout. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of ink up these edges and get this down onto my paper, my white cardstock. Kaisercraft paper tends to be a little bit thinner than other cardstocks. So I did want to use it as, while I did want to use this beautiful watercolor piece as my background, I knew I needed to back it with some white cardstock to give it a little bit more structure. I'm just going to go ahead and work with all of the layers in the sketch, and I'm pretty much just going to take the layers from the sketch. Of course, the sketch is 12 by 12, and I am doing 8.5 by 11, and then I'm also going to move a lot of the elements in the sketch, but the one thing that I did keep was the placement of the photo and all of the layers behind the photo. So I'm just choosing all of my patterns now. All these patterns are from the main kit in the farmhouse kit, and if you aren't a subscriber but you'd like to buy one of these kits, they have them on sale in the shop. Not on sale, but for sale in the shop. You can buy just one kit. There are some of these farmhouse kits available, and you can use the discount code that is below to get a little bit off of the kit. And you can also use my affiliate link below, which helps out my talent channel. Of course, you don't have to. If you don't want to, that's totally fine. I just thought I would mention it because it does help to support my channel and what I do here. And since I use my Clique Kits a ton for a bunch of layouts, a bunch of videos every month, I just thought I would mention that that is below if you so desire to use it. And if you don't know what an affiliate link is, it's just a link that will take you to, in this case, the Clique Kits website, and you can make your purchase, and then a little bit of your purchase goes to me to help with my channel. So it's a very, very nice little perk for us YouTubers, I think. So I have all of my little scraps of paper cut down, ready to go. And now I'm going to ink up all of these edges and kind of get them layered up onto my layout. I love how all these layers turned out. I'm not real fabulous with layers, so having a sketch that has them kind of drawn out for me was really, really, really useful. I did actually just buy, I bought it when it came out, Shamel's Layer by Layer class. Because I just adore her, and I adore her classes. And so I'm very excited to start taking that, but I haven't even started it yet. You know, it's just one of those things. It's on my list of things to do, right? Yes. Okay. So I have all these gorgeous layers, and I'm just going to go ahead and get them all down, ink them all up, and then we can work on the next part of my layout. So now I'm going through some of the pieces of the kit, and I decided that I really want to use one of these thicker stickers. And I'm going to use the one that says Happy Day. This photo is a photo of my youngest son and my niece and their dog. When I went to visit them all in July, we took a walk. We actually walked down to a yard sale. I think that was happening down the road from where we were, and they were ahead of us, my son Logan and my niece and their dog, and it was fabulous. It was just the most fabulous picture. And that's actually my cousin's daughter, but she's my niece. Anyway, so my cousin said to me, "Look at that," and I stopped and snapped a photo, and then I turned it sepia when I got home. It was super cute. So I've been kind of hoarding it a bit because I was just waiting for like the perfect opportunity and the perfect box to scrapbook it, which I totally do every now and then with certain photos. So I'm going through these ephemera pack, and I'm just kind of looking and seeing what I have. Anything kind of like catches my eye, and I'm just going to pull just a couple little things out to use on this layout. So I'm going to switch gears here a little bit. I decided that I wanted to use this leaf canopy stamp from Altenew, and I wanted to stamp some of these leaf clusters, and then I wanted to fussy cut them out. So I'm going to stamp them, but I'm not going to stamp them in black. I'm going to stamp them with this Brilliance Galaxy Gold ink, which I think is, it's a beautiful ink. It's kind of just this pretty gold ink. And when I start, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not. So I stamp the first one, and I'm not sure if it's going to work the way I want it to. So I want it to be just subtle leaves, but something a little bit different than the leaves that were in the ephemera pack. I wanted something that wasn't bright green, and I wanted something that kind of just more blended in and gave a really subtle detail to the layout as opposed to something that was very obvious. And so I'm stamping this, and I'm kind of just trying to decide what I think of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut one out and see what I think. So I loosely fussy cut this stamp out. I didn't go into all the teeny tiny little bits, but just enough to kind of get that idea of it being a leaf. And I'm going to tuck it under here and decide if I like it or not. And I decide that I love it because I think it turned out beautiful. It might be hard on the screen to see the gold stamping, but in person you can totally see where the gold, you can tell that it's a stamped leaf and that it's gold. And it was exactly what I wanted. I was very unsure of myself when I first started stamping, but in the end it turned out perfect. So now I fussy cut all of these little leaf clusters, and I'm just going to decide where I want to tuck them in at. And I'm going to end up picking up my title and kind of moving stuff around and all of those types of things. And I'm going to tuck all these leaves in and around. I think I used all the ones that I fussy cut. Yes, I did. I wasn't 100% sure. But yes, I did use them all. So now we're going to get them all stuck down and move on to adding some more of those die cuts. I also grabbed my Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive, and I went ahead and gave those chipboard thickers some more adhesive because they don't stick. Never, ever, ever do chipboard thickers stick anywhere that you want them to. It's kind of like a running joke now in the scrapbook industry. Anyway, next up I'm going to create a little bit of cluster. So I just grabbed 3 of these little flower die cuts, and I grabbed 2 of the little branches, and I'm going to use that upper piece of the photo to put that little kind of subtitle that says Sweetest Memories. And then I'm going to go ahead and add these little bits and pieces to the rest of my layout and get those stuck down. And then we're going to work on the date stamp, which was like a whole other issue. So I went ahead and stamped my date on one of those little tags, and then almost immediately I smeared it. So then I put it on another one, and I thought, well, I'll just let this sit here and kind of, do its thing, right? Let it dry a couple minutes, and then I went ahead and put it back down again. And do you know what I did? I smeared the dumb thing again. So, at this point, I'm just like, for real. I'm just going to continue here. I'm going to keep kind of putting all these things down. I popped some up on Pop Dots and all of that. And I do end up kind of fixing the date stamp again off camera, but it was just so irritating because the ink didn't want to the ink just didn't want to stick to the label sticker. And I knew going in that it probably would be hard to stick it because it was, you know, that glossy and it'll take a minute for it to dry. So, but after smearing 2 of them, I was like, really? I'm just going to leave it there. Did you see my hands? I'm like, don't touch it till it's dry. And so, the 3rd time, I still ended up smearing it, but not too bad, and I used it anyway. And you'll see in the close-up how I still kind of ended up smearing it, but oh well. I'm using some Heidi Swapp Gold Color Shine to add some splatters today, simply because this bottle is almost totally empty, and I want to get it used up and get it out of my stash, because I do have the Shimmer's Golden Days, which I prefer, and so this bottle's just kind of like hanging out in my Raskog, and it can go. So I'm just adding some more splatters, and you can see all of the close-ups here in just a minute. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please, if you are interested, go ahead and join us for our sketch challenge. There is some prizes to be had, and it's a lovely sketch. And there you can see how I smeared the date. Ugh. All right, everyone have a fabulous day. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.